Hi, third graders. Today we're going to do lessons 5 and 6 of our module 4, and where we are continuing to work on area. We are going to look at rectangles and figure out the area by tiling them with square units. And we're going to draw rows and columns to figure out the area of a rectangle when the array is incomplete. Okay, let's start looking at our rectangle here. We have a rectangle that's already tiled, and we know from the problem that these are square centimeters. These tiles are square centimeters. Okay, the problem says Candice uses square centimeter tiles to find the side lengths of a rectangle as shown below. She says the side lengths are 5 centimeters and 7 centimeters. Her partner, Lewis, uses a ruler to check Candice's work and says that the side lengths are 5 centimeters and 6 centimeters. Who is right? So what are we going to do? We're just going to see it's tiled. So we're just going to go ahead and count the tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that there's centimeter tiles. So one side is 5 centimeters. And then we're going to count the other side. Remember to count this one again, because see, we mustn't forget this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like Candice is right. One side is 5 centimeters, the other side is 7 centimeters. Okay, go ahead and figure out the area. Okay, if you figured out that the area is 35 square centimeters, you are correct. There we go. All right, Candice is right because she used square centimeter tiles to find the side lengths. And when I counted, the tiles were 5 on one side, 7 on the other side. That means that the side lengths are 5 centimeters and 7 centimeters. And the area is 35 square centimeters. Remember that when we're talking about area, it's always square centimeters, square units. In this case, it's centimeters. All right, let's look at this one. Here it's a different situation. We have a rectangle, and we know one side. This time we have inches, okay? They're not centimeters, they're inches. That's a different unit. And we know that one side is 2 inches. We don't know how long the other side is. We don't know the measurement of the other side. What we do know is that the area is 12 square inches. Okay, so how are we going to figure out this side, the length of this side? All right, we know that to figure out the area of a rectangle when we have the two sides, what do we need to do? We need to multiply one side by the other side. Okay, so it would be 2 inches times the other side to get the area, which is 12 square inches. All right, so what is this number? 2 inches times what equals 12 square inches? Pause the video, think about it. All right, if you figured that this number is 6, you're correct. 2 times 6 is 12, so 2 inches times 6 inches equals 12 square inches. All right, there we go. That's our rectangle. 2 on one side, 6 on the other, and so this side is 6 inches, and the total number of tiles, the total area is 12 squares, 12 square inches. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Here, it's similar to the other problem, except that in this case, we have the two sides and we have to figure out the area, but we don't have it's not all tiled. Our rectangle is not completely tiled. So what are we going to do? We have one side that is 3 inches. The other side is 7 inches. You can go on and count the tiles, the square inch tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's one side. So So one side is 7 inches. The other side, remember to count this one again. 1, 2, 2 and 3. So the other side is 3 inches. What we don't know is the area. And in this case, we can't really count the tiles because it's not all tiled. So what we could do is continue to tile this rectangle. All right, so we can, I'm not very good at doing this. All right, so we complete the columns and the rows so that we have our tiles. Okay, they should all be square, they should all be identical squares, and we know that they're inches because it says so here. Okay, and then we can go ahead and count. We can count them all, or we can count by 7, 7, 14, 21, or we can count by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. What we're doing, like we're used to doing with our arrays, is multiplying one side times the other side. So 7 inches times 3 inches equals 21 square inches. And so our area is 21 square inches. Okay. All right. Here is a problem that's similar to the one we saw before, where we have one side is 6 inches. We don't know the other side, but we know that the area is 24 square inches. How can I find the other side length, the length of the other side? Okay, stop the video, see if you can figure it out. Tell your mom or whoever is near you, maybe a stuffed animal. Okay, so if you figured out that you can do 24 divided by 6, or 6 times what is 24? And if you figured that that's 4, you are correct. 6 times 4 is 24. So the other side is 4 inches. One side is 6, the other side is 4. And here we have the total area is 24 square inches. Okay. Let's have a look at this problem. Huma has 4 bags of square inch tiles with 6 tiles in each bag. She uses them to measure the area of a rectangle on her homework. After covering the rectangle, Huma has 4 tiles left. What is the area of the rectangle? All right, so we have different steps in this problem. Let's start circling. So Huma has 4 bags of square inch tiles. So she has tiles that are all squares and they're square inches. Okay. In each bag, there are 6 tiles. All right. So what is our first step? Stop the video and think about what the first step is going to be. Okay. If you thought that the first step is figuring out the total number of tiles that she has, you are correct. Okay. There we go. So we can do it with a tape diagram. Here are Huma's 4 bags, and there are 6 tiles in each bag. N is the total number of tiles. So we're going to do 4 times 6 equals N. N is 24. So she has 24 square inch tiles. Okay, what's the next step? She uses them to measure the area of a rectangle on her homework. So she has a rectangle and she has to use these tiles to cover the rectangle. Okay, and then it says that after covering the rectangle, Huma has 4 tiles left. So she's not using them all. So we can't say that the area of the rectangle is 24 square tiles because she's not using them all. She has 4 left. So how many is she using to cover the rectangle? And that would be the area of the rectangle. Go ahead, stop the video and figure it out. Okay, if you figured out that you had to do 24 -4. So you take away the tiles that are left. She has 24 tiles altogether. You take away the tiles that are left and you figure out C, which is the number of tiles that she used to cover the rectangle. You are correct. 24 -4 is C. C is 20. So the area of the rectangle that she covered with her square tiles is 20 square inches, because we know that they're inch tiles, square inch tiles. 20 square inches. Okay, we can even push ourselves a little bit more and say, okay, we know that the area is 20 square inches. What could be the side lengths of this triangle? Of this rectangle? What could be the sides? What could be the length of the sides of this rectangle? The area is 20. Stop the video and think about what could be the length of the sides. Okay, so I haven't prepared a slide for this, but it could be, if the area is 20, it could be 1 and 20. It could be 2 and 10. Okay, I think we can write this down. Okay, it could be 1 times, oh my gosh, not a good idea. 1 times 20. Okay, it could be 2, one side 2 inches and the other side. I know I look really dumb, but this is harder than you would think. What is another possibility? 20. What makes 20? What are two numbers that multiplied by each other make 20? I could have 4 times 5. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's now look at these two rectangles. Okay, here we see that part of the array, part of the rectangle is only partially tiled. So a part is missing. A part of the tiles are missing. What can we do? We need to draw the missing tiles. Okay, so I can go ahead and draw them. Okay. Ooh. Like we did before. All right. There we go. Okay. And I can count them, or I know that I can simply count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So one side is 6 square units, and the other side, remember to count this one again, is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 6 square units times 4, which is, pause and figure it out. Okay, if you got 24, you are correct. 24, and remember, okay, we don't know if they're inches or centimeters. What is the unit? We'll simply write square units. Ooh. Okay, I'm not very good at this. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. There we go. And yep, 4 rows of 6. 4 times 6 is 24 square units. Same here. Same thing over here. I'm not going to go ahead and draw the tiles because I'm not very good at it. You'll have this in your work. You can continue these columns, continue the lines for the columns, for the rows, finish tiling this, this rectangle. Or you can simply count how many tiles on one side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you do 6 times 5, 6 times 5, or 5 times 6, 5 rows of 6, and we get an area of 30 square units. Okay, so once you've finished tiling this rectangle, you write the area of this rectangle over here, and then you're going to find the matching rectangle. You're going to find a rectangle that is completely tiled on this side that matches the area of the rectangle that you just finished tiling. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so on the next worksheet, it's similar. You have, this is what you're going to do if you want to. So you can work on this slide or you can print it out. So you have to complete the tiles. This is a little bit trickier, but you see that down below, you can see how many tiles there are. And on this side, you can see very clearly. And it says, Sheena, skip counts by sixes to find the total square units in the rectangle below. She says there are 42 square units. Is she right? Explain your answer. So you have to see, is she right? Are there 42 square units? Figure it out. The next problem, you see a tiled floor. You see that there's this big square or rectangle with tiles as the floor, and there's a rug on it. And it says that you need to figure out how many square tiles there are on the floor, including the ones under the rug. Okay, so you're not just going to count the ones that you can see. You have to figure out the whole floor, including the ones under the rug. And you can kind of see here. So that helps you up here. You see that there are some tiles up there. Okay, that should help you. Okay, and in the last problem, you see that there's a stained glass window with square inch tiles. And Abdul is he's creating this stained glass window. And he started putting these tiles, but he has to finish. And the problem says, how many more does he need to make? So in this case, your answer is not the whole number of tiles, but the ones that are missing, the ones that he still has to place. Okay? So you're going to be working independently on these two slides, this one here and this one here. And if you have any doubts, any questions, you can talk to your teachers from 11:30 to 12. There will be a live session for math questions, just for math questions related to this lesson. Bye.